It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This NBA season in full swing, and we are so glad to have you here with us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. He's excited. Kenny is here. He's excited.
Yes.
We're just happy to have you here. Tonight, we'll be watching the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Jazz out in Salt Lake City. Well, for the Jazz, just one win over the last 7 games. They're not happy with how they're playing, looking to make amends tonight. Andrew Wiggins making strides in his game last season, scoring from all over the floor now, and more importantly, scoring with efficiency. What was the change you saw, Shaq, in his approach?
Well, I like this kid. He's, Ernie, really a quiet assassin. The three-point shot was clicking for him. Much more space to operate with an outside game. This kid can do it all. Oh, Canada, you better stand on guard for he.
Oh, I like that.
How come nobody's ever described as a noisy assassin?
Good point, Ernie.
Anyway, back to Andrew Wiggins.
Well, does a good job of drawing fouls as well, getting to the free throw line.
You know what?
Quietly gets to the free throw line.
You know what we also did?
What's
Anytime
that?
you get the guy to start the music early, you know you've done your job.
There it is.
Let's send it to Kevin Harlan.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Timberwolves come into town for this one. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. This game will wrap up the homestand here for the Jazz. Well, compared to last season, you'd have to say the start to this season has not been quite what you'd expect. They hope to improve their record with a win tonight, certainly.
Right now for the Jazz, they haven't looked anything like the team we thought they'd be this year. Still such a long way to go. They could be in line for a long, tumultuous season.
Yeah, that's the sense you get, isn't it? I mean, the important thing is that they don't panic here. Stick to the basics and work out of this slump without trying to do too much at one time.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Jimmy Butler survived a tough upbringing in Tomball, Texas. He said, that's all anybody ever wanted to talk about. But I don't want that to define me. If I'm stuck in the past, then I won't get any better. I won't change. I'll get stuck as that kid. That's not who I am. I'm a great basketball player because of my work. Guys?
Thanks, David. You can tell Butler has a good head on his shoulders, an elite talent in this league because of the hard work he puts in. Clark, you've talked about this a lot, the changes, the biggest differences from playing college basketball to pro basketball.
Without question, Kevin, a couple of the biggest differences for me were the speed of the game and the quality of the players on the court. That was really something that I was aware of, but it hit me right between the eyes as I got going. And then the other thing was the travel and schedule. I hit a wall after about 60 games and was really a dead man walking for about 10 days before my legs came back and I finished that rookie season strong.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Wiggins and Jang at the small forward and power forward spots. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Towns in at the center.
You got to like what Rubio does here. I mean, working his magic in the painted area.
Towns, the screen. Up off the screen. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
So it's Utah now, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. 5 on the clock. And the rejection by Jang. Butler passes to Teague. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Burks. Minnesota with the rebound. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
executed on the road, stayed focused, stayed consistent with who you are as a team.
I love that, Greg. You got to do that away from home. It shows how connected they are with one another playing that way, and excellent chemistry.
Here is Rubio following the basket by Andrew Wiggins, and they pick up 2.
And right there, Rubio doing what he does, seeing the floor, exploring the defense, finding the open man, and getting him the ball.
Now here's Teague. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Wiggins kicks to Butler. Jang with the screen for Butler. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Butler's got his second basket of the night.
Now that's a big-time take by Butler, showing just how tough he is on those physical drives to the rim.
Kicks to Gobert. There's the screen to the inside. Rubio misses.
And that layup is usually going in, especially when the defense is as lazy as that.
Teague with the ball. Guarded now by Rubio. Outside Butler. Down low. Here's Jang. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
And Rubio kicks to Burks. Gobert against Towns. Here's Favors. Sinks the 15-footer.
And he'll take that. The nice, easy mid-range jumper. First bucket of the day.
The defense just gave him that one, and you talk about starting on a high note. Didn't seem to respect his mid-range J there.
Here's Teague. Derek Favors making his last shot. And the dunk by Towns.
Tremendous combination of power and finesse there. I mean, once Towns gets to the rim, it's a wrap.
Jazz trail by 4. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Burks on the wing. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Timberwolves.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in the first half.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw, no good for Burks.
And guys, it was just announced last season that the Jazz had transferred the team's ownership to a legacy trust intended to keep the team in Utah for generations to come. Apparently the move is a first of its kind in major North American pro sports.
And here's Hood after the three-pointer from Jeff Teague. Offensive rebound. And they pick up 2.
And you know what? He doesn't mind getting his hands dirty when it comes to really fighting on the backboard.
Yeah, we call those winning plays, particularly when you're doing it with the kind of effort he does. I mean, those kinds of hustle plays, it'll be interesting to see what he's got left in his tank, because he usually makes a bunch of those.
Jazz trail by 3. Rubio outside. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now here's Teague. Towns, a screen on Rubio. Teague kicks to Towns. Gobert with the block. And a wide open look for Hood. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Brooklyn Nets.
And if there's one aspect of the game that really stood out for me, it was the rebounding. Basketball is about possessions, and you saw a noticeable difference in terms of the effort both teams were putting forth.
Simply got outworked under the boards, guys. I mean, that's the no-brainer of the deal. I mean, they got pushed around all game long.
Here's Teague. 9 points last game out. Here's Butler. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. 6 points for Jimmy Butler.
Well, I tell you what, he's not going to give in to the defense. Butler really is ferocious. Great job finishing off these tough shots.
Gobert the screen. Hood drives in. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 or 3 so far.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Teague dishes to Wiggins. He feeds it to Butler. It's stolen by Gobert. And now Utah, fast break. Burks leading the charge. And it's Hood in the corner. Floats one, and he sinks the layup. Hood's got 6. Timberwolves trail by 3. Teague with the ball. Outside Butler. There's the lob to Towns. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And a good call. Towns, one of the best in the league with the catch and flush.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Now here's Gobert. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. And stolen by Hood. They push it up 4 on 3. Here's Burks. Andrew Wiggins pulls it in.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And Teague, here we go. Basket counts. Teague's got his second basket of the game.
Hey, Teague's not a big guy, but he's not really pint-sized. Nonetheless, impressive work for the little fella to get it done inside.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. And Clark, a lot of former players had a specific instance when they knew they were special, the way they played the game of basketball. Did you ever have a moment like that where you realized that you could make it as a player?
Yeah, there was a time when that became more realistic to me, Kevin. And I grew up in Cleveland, and during the summers, a lot of the Cleveland Cavaliers would stay in the area and play pickup basketball to stay in shape. And I got a chance to bump heads with a lot of those guys, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow, Austin Carr, Bingo Smith, Mike Mitchell. And I was only 15, 16 years old. And while those guys were going at half speed, it gave me the encouragement that I might be able to get to where they were if I continued to work hard and stay healthy. So at 15 or 16, during one of those summers, I began to realize that I might have a chance to realize the dream of being an NBA.
And here is Brooks after the three-pointer from Joe Johnson. And here is Muhammad. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
Now that's superb defense in low. I mean, they played it. Not easy trying to alter these shots without fouling the shooter. And that's a good job of doing both.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Gibson the screen. Brooks the pass to Gibson. Stolen by Mitchell. Over to the left wing. Now here's Exum. Tight defense on him. Shot clock at 6. Here's Urebko. Defended by Gibson. Here's Udo. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Taj Gibson picks one up.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. You know, Clark, at the end of last season, the Timberwolves unveiled this new logo they're sporting this season. They felt it was time for an update, and you have to say it looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, most teams in the NBA want to mix their logo up every so often to keep it modern and up to date and fresh. The Wolves have a young group and felt it was the right time to re-examine the logo, and I can't argue with them. Sometimes a little change like that can pay big dividends.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler. Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone, really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked, you're toast. They learned that lesson there.
Here's the screen. Here's Jerebko. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Gibson. And Greg, the core of this Timberwolves team is Wiggins and Towns. And, you know, rarely do you get to see two #1 overall picks team up early in their careers.
And how about back-to-back years, no less. But I consider Jimmy Butler kind of a foundational piece as well. He's in the conversation for the best shooting guard in our league.
Minnesota on D. They trail by 1. Last time they met was in Minnesota.
A really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
It sure did, and they got a lot of scoring from their bench, Greg, and I think that really was the crucial difference.
Crawford with another miss. Utah's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Exum kicks to Mitchell. Jerebko dishes to Johnson. The pass to Udo. Baseline J on the way. Doesn't go that time. And Minnesota will come the other way. Patton the pass to Brooks. He dishes it to Muhammad. Crawford outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Now, here's Exum. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Shot clock at 5. Off the pick, and it's Mitchell with the jam.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screen play. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Now here's Gibson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Kicks it out to Crawford. Here's Muhammad. The three-pointer, no good.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Man, this thing is just going back and forth tonight.
Yeah, it's been a seesaw battle. Right now, I mean, as soon as one team grabs the lead, the other grabs it right back.
Now here's Brooks. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Crawford kicks to Gibson. Rebounded by Jerebko. Jerebko's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Mitchell's shot is good.
Excellent pass there to cap that break with an uncontested basket.
Crawford outside. No good on that last second attempt there. And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's the Jazz up by 4. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Jazz?
You've got to like the consistency with which they're hitting that mid-range jumper.
They also haven't been afraid to take it strong to the hoop early on tonight. I like that.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Johnson is out there with Yarebko. Then it's Exum. Then there's Udo. And it's Mitchell in at the 2 spot. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second. Now here's Brooks. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Jazz shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Mitchell kicks to Yarebko. Jazz passing it around. Here's Johnson. No good off the front iron. Johnson's gone just 1 of 5 from the field. Down low. Muhammad against Johnson. Here's Gibson. On the money with the open jumper. Gibson's got his first 2 points.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
We know that getting to the free throw line is almost a skill unto itself, Clark. Which players are elite in your mind in their ability to draw contact?
Well, Kevin, one of the first guys that comes to mind is James Harden, and Russell Westbrook would be another. So good at attacking the defense, putting their bodies into the defender, and because they make it hard for the defenders to guard them without fouling. But those 2 guys come to mind right away, and having that skill of drawing fouls.
First free throw is good. And he makes both free throws.
And the Utah Jazz, historically, they've always been one of the better franchises in the NBA. And it was nice to see them back in the playoffs in 2017 after that 4-year rebuilding phase. It tied their longest playoff drought since the team moved to Utah.
Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
Here's Yarebko. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. 5 on the clock. Muhammad with the steal. 4-on-3 break. Fires from deep. The Timberwolves get it back in a new 24. And here's Brooks from outside. The shot, no good. Utah trailing here. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Johnson. It's through for a second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
Johnson is used to getting knocked around a little. Love how he maintains his balance and focus on these shots.
Brooks outside. Crawford outside. Here's Gibson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Gibson's got his second bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
It's a tight one. Neither team really able to create any separation.
We've been going back and forth, partner. It's been really, really tight so far.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. And the Utah Jazz back in 2014, the worst defensive team in the league by points per possession. Greg, it's been a dramatic turnaround.
One of the premier defensive teams now in our league in terms of their imposing paint presence. Not a team that gambles for steals or deflections. They keep you in front and force you to play over the top.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Jang against Favors. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Finds himself wide open and drills it.
An excellent score off the dribble. Wiggins starting to excel in the catch and shoot game too.
The feed to Gobert. The dish to Rubio. Gobert the screen. Rubio outside. 6 to shoot. Jumper off the screen. Misses off the right iron.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. For Utah, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Pass to Favors. Over Jang. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Now here's Towns. Second shot opportunity, and he lays it up and in. Towns has got his 3rd basket of the night.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Well, it's paid off with a greater rate of second chance hoops. I mean, great effort to build this lead on their part.
Butler on the way. By Hood. Towns dishes to Teague. Butler from outside. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Now it's a 6-point Timberwolves lead.
Tip your hat to Butler there. A lot of respect if you're the defense. I mean, he's got a knack for making tough shots against good defense.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And the thing that really sticks out when you look at Derek Favors, his defensive versatility. You know, he can guard the 4s or the 5s on the inside or out, and to have a player like that allows your team to excel.
2 shots.
That one is off. And despite Favors' size and strength, he really moves his feet well.
And that's tremendously valuable in today's NBA. The ability to stay in front of smaller men in switches and pick and rolls. He has terrific lateral mobility.
Good on the second free throw. Here's Teague. 5 points in the game. Towns, a screen on Rubio. Teague kicks to Butler. Great D that time from Hood. Jazz trail by 5. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That's foul number 2 for him. And Rubio kicks to Burks. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Burks has got 5 points so far. Now Teague. Pass to Towns. Back to Teague. To the middle, and stolen by Favors. Hood kicks to Burks. Now, here's Rubio. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Dishes to Favors. Over Jang. Favors can't get it to go.
Has to be disappointing seeing him miss that one, Kevin. I mean, the defense wasn't bad, but still, I think he needs to convert from there.
Jang with the screen for Butler. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Now, here's Burks. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22. He used that pick just right. Burks has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
T kicks to Towns. Passes it to Wiggins. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
Able to finish through contact there, Kevin. Wiggins with the broad shoulders and excellent body control. Nicely done.
So here's Burks. He has 7. Favors sets the pick for Hood. Clock at 6. Gobert down low. Defended by Towns. And the shot goes in from Rudy Gobert.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Towns, the screen. T kicks to Butler. Trying to find Towns. Gets it to him. Basket counts. Towns has got 4 points in the quarter.
Still in the process of shining his game up. Towns looking like a seasoned vet there.
Burks on the wing. Feeds it to Gobert. Favors against Jang. And Favors kicks to Gobert. With the teardrop. Got that one, and the Minnesota lead has been cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Rubio.
Yeah, right over the top. Rubio surveying the situation. Just takes what the defense allows.
Now here's Teague. 5 points in the game. The kick outside to Butler. There's the pick. And the rejection by Favors. Jazz have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Nice ball movement by Utah. Hood kicks to Favors. Favors with the screen. And the pass to Hood. Favors with a screen on Butler. Off the screen, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. And where the shots been coming from tonight, here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Jazz.
And the one thing that jumps out at me when you look at that shot chart is just how little scoring they get from out above the free throw line extended three-point range. They've got to get more points from out high if they want to improve their offense.
Minnesota's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Rubio against T. Outside Butler. Wide open. Butler missing again. Jazz have gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Rubio against T. Rubio the pass to Favors. And the rejection by Towns.
Well, you see the great reach as well as the relentless pursuit shown by Towns. He's simply saying, not here, not now, not in my house.
And still varying opinions out there of what Andrew Wiggins can and can't do. But one thing that's indisputable, he's an incredible scorer. Whether half-court transition, he can flat out fill it up in a hurry.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Patton, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Gibson comes in for Gorgie Dang. Muhammad, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And Brooks subbed in for T. Free throw good, Wiggins. And Wiggins, his young career just getting better and better at scoring, Greg, while increasing his workload.
Yeah, and very few scorers can do that, especially from that two-guard spot. Wiggins has that special talent where he can flat out carry an offense. Scary to think that this is a kid who is just scratching the surface.
Here's Brooks after Joe Johnson's score. Gibson setting the pick for Brooks. Out to the wing. Muhammad against Johnson. Goes up the baseline. A second chance effort. Utah with the rebound. Yarebko's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
And Clark, you've seen so many college and NBA games. What skill or mindset do you see as the best predictor for when a college player is going to be an NBA star?
Well, it's hard to predict stardom, but clearly things that transfer from a skill standpoint from college to the NBA, at least historically have been the ability to rebound at a high rate. That seems to always make its way from college to the pro game. And then the proficiency of your skill set in terms of ball handling, shooting, and then I would say at the point guard position, the ability to run a team usually transfers. When you can get other people's shots and understand flow and time and score and situations, that doesn't leave you from the college to the pro game.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Crawford's checked in. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
He kicks to Gibson. They set the screen. He feeds it to Brooks. Here's Muhammad. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Brooks. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
Here's Mitchell. 6 points for him. Exum kicks to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Mitchell. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Patton's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Crawford dishes to Brooks. Pass to Patton. Over Urevko. And again, it's Minnesota.
Like that execution, Kevin. A successful possession leading to a high percentage basket.
Exum kicks to Johnson. Another miss by Utah.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Muhammad with it from 20 feet out. That one a little long.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Kicks it to Exum. He dishes it to Johnson. Shoots over Muhammad. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Timberwolves lead by 4. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Andrew, the energy and effort were apparent throughout that first half. How were you able to do it?
We had a good practice, working hard, really putting things together. Keep doing it and come out with a W.
Hey, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. They only had a couple rough stretches, and as the first period came to a close, they had a 4-point deficit. They found their rhythm in the second quarter and have to be feeling good here at the break, holding on to that 4-point lead. And, Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, the three-point shooting was the key thus far. When you're knocking down those shots from the perimeter, it really spreads the floor. You demand respect from the defense. We'll see if they can keep it flowing in the second half.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, the low turnovers really stood out to me. They didn't get loose with it or make silly passes. Nothing was forced. They had a nice flow to the offense. Guys knew where to be on the floor. That's the heads-up style of play they need to bring in the second half.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
And through the first 2 periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, good things happen when he cuts to the rim, Greg, and you cut into the heart of the defense like that, makes things easy.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Minnesota leading by 4. Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Down low, it's Jang and Towns. Butler teams with Wiggins as the deadly wing duo. And it's Teague in at the 1. It's stolen by Gobert. And now Utah, fast break. Pull up Shea. Here's Burks. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Now here's Butler. Gobert with the block. It's Rubio, top of the key. Offline from the high post.
Boy, they ran the offense well to get this look. Even though he missed it, I think they liked the shot.
Butler, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
The putback, it's good on the putback. Favors got it all tied up now for Utah.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Teague, the pass to Butler. The dish now to Towns. The kick outside to Butler. Just 5 to shoot. Teague can't hit.
And, you know, they don't have it right now. I mean, missing their first 3 shots so far this half, slow start.
And you look at the history of the Timberwolves, and there have been some incredible players. Clark, which Timberwolf player always was your favorite to watch, and why?
Well, Kevin Garnett was fun to watch wherever he played. Clearly, his early career was in Minnesota, and his intensity, his focus, his versatility, his two-way prowess. Sam Mitchell, guy I got to know when he was in Indiana. Just one of those solid veteran guys. And then Kevin Love, a double-double 20-10 guy who was really good while he was there, too.
Down low, it's tipped. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Burks.
And while we've got a chance, let's check out the stats for Rudy Gobert. 4th in rebounding, 10th in field goal percentage, and he's as opportunistic as anybody defensively, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in steals per game.
And he's so explosive, so hungry. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he's top 5 in rebounding. Towns dishes to Jang. Back to Towns. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Towns has got 10 points.
Hey, scoring off misses, that's easy buckets. Something Towns has the length and tenacity to do on a regular basis.
And Rubio kicks to Favors. Goes up on the wing. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Favors got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well-coordinated shot mechanics, especially for a guy with his length.
Yeah, and you know, it looks effortless, easy, silky smooth, textbook shooting form. Man, that's nice.
And Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Utah has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Outside Hood. Favors with the screen on Butler. Favors with the screen. Rubio against Teague. Just 4 to shoot. For the lead.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
For Utah, they have gone 6 of 9 at the line. That one misses for Favors. And Clark, one thing you have to love about Towns is just how self-aware and humble he is. He's always looking to hone his game, and even when he puts up a big night, he can look at the tape and find something that he's got to improve on.
Yeah, that's admirable. His humility and his selflessness, being aware of what's going on, where he needs to get better, and that's part of why I think he's a leader on this team. He'll own his mistakes, and he also is owning his personal development and improvement. So the future's bright for this guy.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
Free throw, good Butler. Rumors about Butler being traded from Chicago were circulating last season. Draft day comes around, and the Minnesota Timberwolves made their move, Greg, to acquire him.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the trade looks great for Butler and the Wolves. Reunites him with Coach Thibodeau, joins an incredibly young core in Towns and Wiggins, and the sky's the limit, I think, for this young Wolves team.
And guys, I think Jimmy Butler has all the tools you could want in a two-way player. He's an excellent defender, and he also can score the ball from just about anywhere.
Now, here's Rubio. 6 points for him. Gobert, the pass to Hood. So it's Utah now. On the wing, Wiggins. 9 points in the game so far. To the paint. Here's Towns. Favors with the rebound.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. He was all alone on that one. Hood's got 11. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Utah.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
And here's Towns. After Rodney Hood was able to get the triple. Fast break, here come the Jazz. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. Had the opportunity on the break, but couldn't sink the three. Jang dishes to Butler. Shoots. And with that, the Utah lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Zhang. Zhang's got his second bucket tonight. They set the pick. And Rubio kicks to Favors. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 4 assists in the game. Timberwolves trail by 3. Outside Teague. Towns sets the pick for Teague. There's the lob to Towns. It's stolen by Gobert. Rubio outside. The feed to Favors. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Butler kicks to Zhang. Outside Teague. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Jeff Teague coming over to the Timberwolves in free agency. Greg, the team felt he was the perfect fit.
You know, and it seemed for a while the Wolves had wanted to kind of mix things up at that point guard position. And you knew they had someone in mind when they dealt both Rubio and Dunn in the offseason. Teague was their man all along.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
And the first one drops. And you know, guys, early in his career, Jeff Teague was more of a scoring point guard. As his career has continued, he's gotten much better at surveying the court and creating opportunities for his teammates.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Jerebko's checked in for Favors. Johnson comes in for Burks. Mitchell, he's checked in for Hood. And it's Dante Exum in for Ricky Rubio. And so Teague gets 2 free throws. And you look at the style of play for the Atlanta Hawks under Coach Mike Budenholzer. Clark, it was all drive and kick. Do you think that helped Teague develop as a passer?
I think it certainly did, because when you play a system style of basketball, you kind of know where your guys are and where the best shots for them are. And it does help you be a more consistent and effective passer. And also, I think because of three-point shooting in that system, Teague became fairly adept at creating for people to get shots.
Now here's Gibson. And the layup falls. Gibson's got his third basket of the night.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
There's the pick. Exum kicks to Johnson. Gobert with a screen on Muhammad. And they call an illegal screen here. Teams that make their free throws, they're so tough down the stretch. Let's check out the best. The Timberwolves, #1.
You can't be careless when you play them. I mean, no wasted opportunities at the line. It's a team effort, and they're getting it done.
The Timberwolves have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. T kicks to Muhammad. They get it back. No good on the shot. Utah leading. Pass to Mitchell. Exum dishes to Mitchell. Misses from short range.
That's really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishes.
Now here's Teague. Not a lot of room. There's Crawford with the 3. Utah with the rebound. Gobert's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Here's Johnson. Makes it off the glass. Johnson's got 13 points.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Gibson setting the pick for T. And Muhammad has it in the corner. Here's Crawford. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. And a look here at the shot chart for Rubio.
Well, I think a big issue for him right now is his performance from the mid-range. Just nothing seems easy for him at the moment, and it's resulted in a lot of missed opportunities for himself and his team when he's taking that shot.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. It's a 3-point game. Exum passes to Gobert. Shoots over Towns. No good off the back of the rim. Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Trying to find Muhammad. Gets it to him.
Yeah, the vision of Towns. Sees the whole floor. Finds an unguarded teammate there.
Utah has gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Exum kicks to Gobert. Dishes it to Exum. Gobert the screen. Just 5 on the clock. Johnson for 3. Muhammad grabs the board.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. One of the toughest parts about playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves is the travel schedule.
Yeah.
Clark, even interdivision games can involve lengthy flights, and the team travels more than any other in the NBA.
Yeah, and you know, everybody travels, and it is part of the league, but it is a small disadvantage for Minnesota to deal with. Not a big one, but nonetheless something unique to them as a team. Not much you can do about it, though. That's their lot, and they've got to make it work.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
One drops. He ties it up. Udo's checked in for Gobert. Patton, he's checked in for Minnesota. Brooks comes in for Jeff T. And the free throw is good. Now leading by 1. And here's Exum. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Mitchell kicks to Johnson. They set the pick. Over Muhammad. And it's Johnson again missing. The 3. Crawford kicks to Muhammad. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Muhammad's got 4 points in the quarter.
So often you look for Muhammad to create off the dribble. This time he gets it done with the catch and shoot.
Muhammad against Johnson. Lets a floater go. Muhammad grabs the board.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now, and with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
I just love what Muhammad can do, Clark, for a team coming off the bench. Always looks to attack the basket, and when he is locked in, can function as one of the better 6 men in the league.
Yeah, you know, for some guys, Kevin, being a rotational player off the bench is a hand-in-glove fit. And I think Muhammad falls into that category. I mean, you can give him a start if you needed to. He's not the best defender, but you love what he brings on offense, particularly if he's coming off the bench.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
You know, Shabazz Muhammad was one of the biggest names in all of high school sports as a senior. He's still trying to find that same kind of buzz and groove at this level.
Now, here's Exum. Brooks covering. Shot clock at 6. Johnson draws the double. Pass to Mitchell. Can they get it? The shot, no good. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Muhammad against Johnson. Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
And then Johnson with the dunk.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely.
Boy, he makes it look easy. He is an absolutely imposing finisher around the rim.
Now here's Crawford. He's got 8. Feeds it to Brooks. Here's Gibson, and there's another one for the Timberwolves.
He is in the zone. There's a reason he keeps getting the ball. They're feeding him because they trust him to lead their team.
Johnson kicks to Yarebko. The Jazz working the ball around now. To the left side wing. They set the screen. Exum, an easy layup after coming off the pick. Exum's got his first 2 points of the night.
Hey, and when guys at this level are that close to the basket, they ain't missing. I mean, especially when there's no defense in the neighborhood.
The drive by Brooks. Crawford, no one around him. That 3 off the mark. Jazz trail by 5. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Count it. Mitchell's got 8.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
And Muhammad throws it down.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kevin, once Muhammad gets to the rim, that giant wingspan just really takes over.
Now Johnson. High post try. It's off. The 3rd quarter comes to a close. Minnesota on top, up by 5. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Quinn Snyder.
Everybody keep shooting the ball. All right, jumpers will go. All right, they come in flurries. You miss a couple, you make a couple, all of a sudden, bam, bam.
Wanting to keep it fast and loose. Quinn Snyder asking his guys to stay aggressive on offense.
And you have to take the shots that the system is designed to create. If you don't, everybody gets bogged down, and that creates a much bigger problem.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. Taking a look at the Jazz, we've got Udoh. Johnson is out there with Jerebko. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Mitchell in at the 2-guard spot. And it's Wiggins missing. Jazz trail by 3. Johnson kicks to Rubio. From down in the low post, it goes.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
Well, they don't have anybody to blame but themselves. Got to prevent them from getting good looks this late in the ball game. You got to come up with stops.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Hey, and you know, when you're the #1 overall pick, there's some pressure that comes with that stature, and Wiggins had a lot of pressure on him because of that. Has responded well, though, and I think stardom is in this guy's future. I mean, you look at his overall game and how he's developing, a really good threat on offense, and I think he's got a chance to be all NBA defense at some point.
They throw good, Wiggins. And just thinking about the maturing of Wiggins' game and how he's developed, Clark, he's shown that he can carry an offense as a perimeter player. Few can do that at his age.
Yeah, and he was able to do that in part because he was forced to. When Levine went down last season with an injury, stepped up his scoring, and I think he's only going to get better as he gets older.
And really, if not for the miss, they'd be sitting in a much better position.
Udoh, that's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 5 assists tonight.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
It's stolen by Udoh. Fast break. Here come the Jazz. Works for 3. Buries the long-range jumper. And now it's a 3-point Utah lead.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Brooks dishes to Wiggins. Back to Brooks. To the middle. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Udoh picks one up.
And, you know, Gorgui Dieng is a big man who can play both the 4 and the 5. He doesn't stand out on offense, understated there, but very valuable and solid and consistent. He's a rim protector and a space eater, but also a pretty effective rebounder, too.
Two shots.
And he makes the first. And Dieng, a solid challenger at the rim with his shot blocking. Clark, he doesn't mind having a secondary role on a team as long as they are winning.
Yeah, you know what? He's really comfortable in his own skin and what his role is. He's got great awareness of how to help his team. Never tries to do too much on the offensive end, and he's really good at playing with any other type of big guy that the Wolves put on the floor.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Now Brooks following the 3-point attempt by Rodney Hood. Brooks kicks to Butler. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Butler's got the game tied up here for the Timberwolves.
Watch out now when Butler gets rolling. He's super dangerous, and he gets the hot hand.
Here's Favors. No good off the front iron.
No other way to say it. Flat out bad defense. Didn't even contest the shot. Lucky for them, he misfired on it.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Yeah, he's really calm in these situations. Simply takes his time in tight spots. You got to be patient, and he is, playing to his strengths.
Here's Patton following the bucket by the Jazz. Outside Butler from deep. In for his 7th make in 13 tries.
First 3 of the half, 2nd of the game. Can he heat up?
Rubio the pass to Favors. Favors with the screen. Favors with the screen on Butler. Here's the floater. Good, can't get it to go.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done. Got to be happy with the result, moving the ball so well on that possession. Beautiful.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Timberwolves.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
Gobert, he's checked in for Utah. Towns, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Teague comes in for Brooks. That free throw good from Butler.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
Hood for 3. Rebound by Jang. Jang's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Another miss by Utah. And Greg, as you said, Butler is a threat to score from any part of the floor.
It's a bit of a dying art, though, hitting that mid-range jump shot. Butler also does a great job of getting to the line. That's increased over the course of his career. Just a well-rounded offensive player.
Shoot 2.
The first free throw is good. Well, Towns does so many things on the floor, already an elite post scorer. But Greg, one area that he has struggled with at times is his defense against other bigs.
And I think he'll continue to improve in that area. What happens with young guys, though, is oftentimes you're improved how good I am mode when you're young, and you lose sight of some of the things that help you win games. And I think that's one reason why he had one of the worst defensive RPMs in the entire league. But young bigs tend to take a bit longer to develop into great defenders, and I expect he will follow in that line.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. No good on the free throw.
And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today. And unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
And he's good on the second. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 12-3 run. Towns sets the pick for Teague. There's the pass to Towns. On the wing, Wiggins. Towns the screen. And it's Wiggins missing.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen. Got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Towns wide open. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins.
And, you know, defensively, guys, you have to close out hard on Big Cat. I mean, this kid can let it fly, and he does so with confidence.
There's the pick. And Rubio kicks to Favors. Over Jang. Utah gets it back. Gobert. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 16 rebounds.
Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance bucket. They can make a big difference.
Towns a screen on Burks. Jang with a clean look. And there's another one for the Timberwolves.
Staying alert and aware. Wiggins sees his man flash to an open spot. Pass is right on the money.
Favors with a screen on Jang. Rubio dishes to Favors. Back to Rubio. Nice ball movement by Utah. 5 on the clock. Here's Hood. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. So it's Utah now. They trail by 9 points.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
T kicks to Zhang. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Zhang's got 5 points now this quarter.
Kevin, a big guy with an emerging skill set. Zhang ruling the paint there. Nice play.
And the Jazz call time here.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Jimmy Butler.
And it's been a terrific night for him in terms of the scoreboard. They've run a bunch of sets for him, and he's continued to come through. Scoring as well as he has, it's taken a lot of pressure off the rest of his teammates.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the last break, I heard Quinn Snyder talking with his team. He does not think they're giving him everything. He said they've been faster to us all night. Loose balls, rebounds, everything. We got to wake up. It's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We got to seize this game. We'll see if he lit a fire under them, guys.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
It's tipped. Rubio the pass to Favors. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got his 7th assist in the game. Now the Timberwolves with it. They're on a 19-7 run. Towns the screen. Wiggins a screen on Rubio. Butler dishes to Towns. From deep 3-point range. Rebounded by Hood. Jazz trail by 9. 4-on-3 break. Over Butler. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
I think it's going to be tough for them to trim this deficit if he keeps missing those kinds of shots, Kevin. I mean, they need his points.
Count the basket. 16 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Burks can't get it to go. Timberwolves leading by 11. Wiggins drives.
Woo! Spectacular move. Wiggins' elevation, body control, strength, elite across the board.
And the replay presented, of course, by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Great stuff and some great basketball going on. Now here's Hood. Gobert with a screen for Hood. Shot off the screen, but he recovers it.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
And Wiggins with the basket on the assist by Teague. 16 points for Andrew Wiggins.
Terrific pick by Wiggins, then kicks it ahead, turning defense into offense.
There's a screen. And Gobert kicks to Rubio. Over Teague. Rubio misses.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Here's Rubio after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Hood kicks to Burks. Favors with a screen on Wiggins. Here's Burks. Sweet little floater.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Now here's Teague. Butler kicks to Teague. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. From 8. And it's Rubio again missing.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
Butler goes in. Here's Jang. The shot missing. Great D that time from Favors. Here's Hood. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Outside Teague. Here's Jang. Towns, the pass to Jang. Another miss by Minnesota. Jazz trail by 15. Pass to Rubio. He kicks to Favors. Gobert with a wide open look. They get the rebound. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
And it's Towns penetrating. That one goes in. Towns has got 12 points in just the second half.
Nobody sliding over in time to stop Towns. I mean, the speed is deceiving for a guy with his size.
Gobert the screen. Gobert with a screen for Hood. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
And that one misses. And Rodney Hood played one season at Mississippi State, then transferred, played another season at Duke. A good floor spacer, Greg, at 6'8".
You know, it's his in-between game that impresses me. Able to beat his man off the dribble. He can hit that little pull-up or drop it off to a teammate. This guy continues to improve.
Now here's Hood. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. 16 points for Rodney Hood.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Timberwolves.
Better shooting from the charity stripe was what made the difference, I think, in this one.
Yeah, the concentration and focus was there, and I think that was what allowed them to win this war.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
But, Greg, still 2 more games upcoming between these teams, so we could have a few more twists and turns down the road.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Karl Anthony Towns.
Well, I can't recall a play that he wasn't involved in, Kevin. He was so involved in so many plays tonight. A force on both ends.
Well, for the Timberwolves, they can just run out the clock here. Rubio against Teague. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Andrew, an impressive win for you guys. How will you look back on tonight?
It feels great, I think the whole team played great. We shared the ball, we grabbed rebounds, we made big possessions. So I think it was a great game.
Hey, Andrew, congrats again. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Alders, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.